Hello and welcome to the Conscious Leadership Podcast, which now includes a specific thread for the Women into Business Academy. My name is Julie Hogbin, your host on both podcasts, and if you have any questions on anything you hear, please ask, and if you would like a specific topic covered, let me know, and if you like what you hear, please share. Authority. It is such a word that can bring shivers and resonates on so many levels. And this episode is all around authority and what it means and how it affects us and how it affects others. When you look at the definition of authority in the dictionary, it will say something like power, and possibly it will say something like power to act independently and make decisions. When you think of power, I would ask you to think how that is, what feeling that is creating in you, because authority gives us power. If we have power, we have authority. And I was on a group call this morning where we were talking about, or somebody asked a question around authority and being put on a pedestal. And it really triggered some thoughts within me. So let's go for it. Authority gives you the power to act independently and make decisions. When we are in a working environment, we need to be sure that we know what our authority levels are, so what our power is, and the decisions we can make and to what level. In a working environment, our decisions have to be commensurate with the responsibilities we have. Now, responsibilities are purely and simply what is your duty to do? What are your duties? Now, with your duties, so your responsibilities, the level of authority you have to make the decisions has to be commensurate with the duties. So it's no good giving you permission to do a task and then you not having the authority to talk to the people to request the information which enables you to do the task. A really simple example. It's no good you having buy-in power if you do not have the authority to sign off the invoice for what it is you have bought. So just two really, really simple examples. In a working environment, we have to exercise our authority, so our power, appropriately. And this is where it starts to get interesting. Well, it certainly does for me anyway. So with authority, there are three positions you can have. So you can be in authority. So you have the position, as in the title. You can be the authority. So you are the person who claims the space, who has the knowledge to be the authority in a subject matter or more than one subject matter. Or you can be an authority, so one of many. There are a number of you that all hold an authoritative position or place within either a subject or a business. And this is the really interesting part and where it does get and can get complex. So if you are in authority, that means that you have the position of authority. So you could be the manager, you could be the leader, you could be the head of a firm, you could be an owner of something. So you are in authority, you have the position, and that position may be a title. And please remember, lots of people like titles. The title doesn't actually make you the authority, so the one that has the knowledge. You may have the position in the title, so you are in authority, but it may be somebody else that has the knowledge. Now, just because you have the title does not mean that everybody will follow your lead if you do not lead well in authority. And this is where the dialectics of relationships then start to meld and mould. So somebody could be the authority within your team, within your business, within your remit, but may not be in authority. And people will follow the person that it is the authority, rather than potentially the person who is in authority. So it gets a bit complex. Write them down, have a think about this. And then, of course, you can be an authority, so you're one of a group. Now, what happens with authority, remember, authority is power, gives you the power to act independently and make decisions, is that dependent on who you are, so let's come out of a working environment and out into a world environment, for want of a better phrase. If you are the authority, people will look up to you. And dependent on who the people are, they will put you on a pedestal because you are the one with the knowledge, you are the authority. And even if you don't want to take that position, because of your knowledge, because of how you share it, because of how you interact with people, and maybe you are selling a service, who knows, and maybe you're not, maybe you're giving it all away for free, for goodwill, people will look to you as the authority. Now, being the authority gives you power, whether you want it or not. And there are ways that we can all operate, even if we are the authority. I'm sort of chuckling as I'm recording this episode, because it's easy and it's complex all at the same time. Everything is on a spectrum. So if people have put you on a pedestal, that is their stuff, not yours. And if you do not want to be on the pedestal, and this happens all of the time, we do it within work, within a working environment, we put people on pedestals, we give people authority over us, we stop challenging people because we consider them to be the authority, the expert. And then we challenge some people who are in authority. So how all of this works as dynamics is a fascinating subject. But if we have been given the authority position, so we have been given the expert position because of how we share our knowledge, that's okay. That's absolutely fine. We may not like it. And basically what has happened is that somebody has given us the position. They've sort of put the white coat on us. And there's been lots of experiments done on this. People who wear a white coat, figuratively speaking, and in reality, are considered to be experts. They are given a power by a crowd. Lots of experts. Look up the Milgram experiments if you want to really deep dive into this. I'm not going to talk about those here, but look up the Milgram experiments. They were done in the early 50s, I believe. There's been lots and lots of other experiments done since about power and use of power individually and with groups, and how power can change with a position and how power can change with a uniform. It's fascinating. And I'm not going to go into that in this episode, but think about authority. So authority gives you power. Authority gives you power to act independently and make decisions. And you can be in authority and not be, because someone else is. People follow strong leaders. Doesn't mean you have to be dogmatic. Doesn't mean you have to be Autocratic is just you lead. So you can be in authority, you can be an authority, or you can be the authority. And sometimes when people are the authority, they claim the space. And for those of you listening to this that work for yourself, this will be where you are told to, or requested, or it depends what your mentor tells you, to claim the space, take the position. Take the position of being the authority. And that's where you will gather your followers from. So how do I want to end this session? Relatively short episode for a Monday. But authority is power. With power, you have the duty to exercise it appropriately, to not abuse it. I'll do another episode on power because there are, I think there are 8 different types of power identified. So I will do another session on this to follow up on this one. This is about authority more than anything else. But within a working environment, please remember that your authority has to be commensurate with your duties. If it isn't, then you will be out of alignment, out of sync, and you will be hampered from exercising your role or your position. Outside of that, for yourself, if you're running your own business, you have to clearly indicate the authority levels that you have and what you do for you, but also for people that you employ, and the boundaries that you agree with them as part of the job description or whatever, however you do that. Within a working environment, you'll always have a job description. Sometimes they're really good, sometimes they're not. Within a small organisation, maybe you as the employer who are just starting out on this, if you can generate a job description and think about role responsibilities and commensurate authority levels, it would really support you in starting as you mean to go on and getting it right from the beginning. Once again, if you have any questions on anything I say in any of the episodes, please reach out and I'll explain it more. I have been doing this for such a long time. I sort of sometimes forget what I know, and that's what happened this morning when this conversation came up, and I was thinking, this is about authority, this is about power. And then I was thinking, okay, so you can be the authority, in authority, or an authority, and you can classify those 3 things for many things around us. Maybe I'll do some more on that as well. But please, once again, reach out. It's Conscious Leadership Podcast. These longer episodes and in more detail come on a Monday. On a Wednesday, we have Wealth Wednesday, short, sharp snippet about wealth. And then on a Friday, I am doing the A to Z of business. And each Friday, I'm going through the alphabet. And each Friday, there will be a session on a letter within the alphabet with a word attached to it that links to business. And again, they are short, sharp episodes. And again, on any of this, Monday, Wednesday or Friday, please reach out. Thank you for listening to the Conscious Leadership and the Women into Business Academy episodes. If you have any questions, please ask. You can find me on all of the normal social media channels, along with Facebook pages and groups, LinkedIn pages and a YouTube channel. If you like what you have heard, please share to spread the message. And if you have anybody or a subject matter that you would like me to either interview or talk about, please let me know.